Hello, we are doing a review for the Yakeda Backpack, the 600D waterproof A88051. The reason I'm doing a video rather than typing up a full review is because I found a lot of value in watching review videos rather than reading, because I feel like in the videos sometimes, depending on how the backpack is moved or positioned, it really makes it, for certain people, if they're looking for a specific thing in a backpack, sometimes the videos are much more helpful than a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and review this backpack. I was provided this backpack at a discounted rate for my fair and unbiased review, and I know you've all heard that before, but I did receive this bag yesterday, and I'll be totally honest, when I picked up the box, the first thing I said was, wow, that's pretty heavy. For me personally, I like that. I don't mind something that has a little bit of weight to it because it typically means it's got a better material, it's more hefty material. And when I opened it up, this bag, for a budget tactical pack, you can't beat this. So we're gonna go through, I'll show you all the different sides of the bag, we'll see the inside, and I'll show you what's inside. I don't use this for hiking. Right now, this is my work pack, so you're gonna see computers and folders and things, but I'm also going to test it out at the theme parks. I live in the theme park capital of the world, Orlando, Florida, and I go to theme parks every weekend, so I'm going to end up using this pack with all my rain gear, because in Florida it rains. So I got pants and jackets and umbrellas and water bottles, so I'll update the review once I do that, but for now, it's a work pack. So let's kind of get started. I'm going to go on the outside of the bag first. As you can see, the front has some MOLLE webbing. The MOLLE is it's 1-inch spacing, as it should be. So when I received this pack, it actually came with this gift. It was a cell phone holder that was on the MOLLE. I personally don't need it right now, but I'm sure I will use it in the future for something. So I really appreciate Yakeda providing this as a gift. So again, yeah, MOLLE. It's got the Velcro if you want to put a patch. It came with two Yakeda patches, and this is actually it's a rubber patch, which is kind of nice. It's not one of the cheap flimsy patches. So it came with this one on this patch here, and then up top it's got the nameplate. Also, it's a rubber patch. So for now I'm going to leave that, and if I get my own personal nameplate later, I will put that up there. So front of the bag, you can kind of see full size. It's good. On the front here, you got two MOLLE webbings here. So if you needed, to hold a sleeping bag or a tripod or whatever you're bringing with you, you could run some paracord through here, tie your stuff up. So we'll go to the bottom. On the bottom, you can see that there is no MOLLE on the bottom. Sometimes there is MOLLE. There might be 4 straps, but there isn't on this one. So that's the bottom of the bag. Go to the side. On the side, you got 2 rows of vertical MOLLE. I don't think I will be able to use this MOLLE, only because a lot of the stuff I have, it's meant to run vertical. So if I got some the speed tracks or whatever they're called that you put through the MOLLE, then at that point I could use this. But at this point I wouldn't use a MOLLE, kind of like this. So if there are attachments for this, great. I personally don't have a use for it right now, but maybe I will in the future. Something else you'll see, 2 compression straps. I really like that they put 2 here. A lot of the times these packs only have 1 up top, and there's nothing at the bottom. So when you put a lot of stuff in your bag and it all goes to the bottom gets really fat and really big, and it doesn't compress. So, and you got a really skinny top, so what's the point in that? So I really like that it's got 2 compression straps. So good buckles. Nice and solid. They make a good snapping sound. So moving to the back, you can see here the back. It's got the the breathable back. So nice padding here. So it'll help keep me cool when I'm carrying this around. Disney and Universal and all those other places. Something else you'll see. It's got the waist belt. Padded waist belt, which is nice. A lot of times these packs will come with just a nylon strap for the waist belt. Nice thick waist belt with some pockets. Right now, they're not the biggest pockets, so I have a small Altoids can in here, not the large one. It's a small one with glasses cleaner. to show you something else. You know, I have an iPhone 5S, I believe this is. I don't know if the size matters, but it's smaller than a 6, so this phone fits, you know, perfectly in here. So I think if you had a 6, you might run into some problems. But if you have a 5 or something smaller, then that should be no issue if you want to, you know, put that on there. So moving to the other side, same as the, oh, also, since we're on the side, straps. There's not a whole lot of padding in the straps, but there is some. So we'll kind of see how that goes. You know, I'll flip back here since I did miss a few things. There is MOLLE webbing on the straps. There's also the chest strap here. So to give you guys kind of a point of reference, I'll put the bag on in a little bit. I am 6'1", 165 pounds. So I'm a pretty skinny guy. So the amount of tightness that I can make this, it is a little bit big, and you'll see that when we do put it on. But it is adjustable. It can go up and down depending on where it sits on my, you know, on my chest. You could always take this off, move it up to another MOLLE loop if you need to. D-rings hold water bottles and any kind of attachments that you have. At the top of the bag, you can see that the straps, it's got that square stitching with the X. It's quite strong. My only potential concern might be where it's stitched into the backpack. You know, a lot of times the bags will be stitched. They'll have, you know, the square stitching on the top, but it's not like that. It is stitched, you know, into the bag. So we'll see if there will be any tearing here on the side in the future. And if there is, I'll update you. But for now, really solid straps, you know. So I'm pretty comfortable, pretty confident with how this will hold up. So that's the back. It's the straps, and we'll talk about the padding. Same with the other side. 2 compression straps, rows of MOLLE. Top of the bag, you kind of just saw a little bit. Grab handle. It's got that nice stitching. Got the X and the square. Really tough stitching. So if it's heavy and I gotta, you know, yank on it really hard, I'm not worried this is gonna rip off. Also on the top, access hole for your bladder. When we go into the side of the bag, you'll see where there's a bladder pocket. You feed your hose through here, run it down the MOLLE on the straps. So that's good too. While we're up here, you can kind of see it. Everything is double stitched. So double stitching all the way around the bag. So that's really nice. It shows it's, you know, it's got some durability to it. So before I go in the bag, I do want to point out this waist strap is not removable. A lot of times they have to where it feeds through, you know, a pad down here. This is not the case for this pack. And I know sometimes that can be a deterrent for people because they might not like the waist strap. And I don't, you know, like I said, I'm using this for a business bag, and I don't want these flopping around all the time. So you could easily, and I did this today, and it worked great. If you flip this around, take the waist straps, kind of flip them over, and just buckle it there. Just leave it like that. The waist straps get out of the way. You can carry the bag, no problems. So just an idea. If you don't want the waist straps, or if that's going to be a deterrent for not purchasing this bag, don't let it, because again, this is a great pack. So let's kind of go into the bag now. So front admin pocket. Let's get in here. So you will see that this zipper, and I don't know if it'll happen on all bags, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it'll get snagged on. You can see there's kind of this webbing that keeps the flap from falling open. I haven't had any troubles with this side. But this side, just a little bit, but again, that shouldn't be a deterrent for not purchasing this bag. So you just kind of get in there, finagle it, and it opens up. So, getting inside this pack, pencil holders, card, phone, whatever holder you want to put in here. I just have a lot of pens. There is one pouch here for documents. It is kind of small. I have, you know, a financial calculator sitting in here. I mean, you can see the movement. That's as big as the pack as the pocket is. The pocket, it's the entire pocket itself. You can see the size of my hand, so up here, that's as far down as it goes. So it's not super deep, but again, it is an admin pocket. So, you know, there are 2 other very nicely sized pockets following. So that is the front admin pocket.